Pubcast. If you're not listening to Pubcast, the terrorists are winning. That's what Jay Moore says.
Welcome to the Pubcast. Sit down and enjoy a pint.
Welcome to the Money Pit episode of the Pubcast. Right off the bat, I have to admit that this one was a little different than our usual movie breakdowns. For the most part, I like to have on people who like the movie we're going to talk about and want to dive into the details and minutia of the movie, or of a movie that they passionately support and root for. Well, this is not that case. This time, joining me are Allison, Eric, Rob, and Rachel. The four of us really like the Money Pit, but one of us really, really hates it. In this episode, you're going to hear four people talk about the funny scenes and our favorite classic quotes and all the usual stuff, and how this is Tom Hanks near the peak of the comedy part of his career. And then you're going to hear one person tear down this comedy for not having a good plot, characters that weren't realistic and did nonsensical things, and an on-screen couple that lacked any shred of romantic chemistry. While all those things are true, this is a dopey 80s comedy, and that's how most of them were. Anyway, get ready for some legitimate conflict as we break down the Money Pit.
Anna and Walter are young, single, and in love. They've got good jobs, fabulous futures, a magnificent new home that they bought for a song. Who says they can't have it all?
It's gonna be fun fixing it up. You'll see. Look, this is an old house. It's gonna need some work. $5,000? That's just a deposit. A little work. When do you think you can start?
Just as soon as your check clears.
A little care.
Do you really buy this house?
Yes, it is. A little imagination, and it's gonna be great.
Oh, no, mister! You're out!
Hey, Mr. Fielding, don't worry about a thing. Okay, guys, let's do it!
The Money Pit. If they've got what it takes, it's going to take everything they've got. Coming this Christmas from Universal Pictures.
All right, Money Pit, 1986. I've said this seemingly in every other podcast, every other episode. This one is the most true, or the most recent version of this. This is the shortest, no-nonsense plot we've had so far. This is the record holder until something else comes along to beat it.
Okay.
10 words. It's only 10 words.
Okay.
A young couple struggles to repair a hopelessly dilapidated house. The end.
I think they could have been 9 because they went with hopelessly and dilapidated.
Yeah.
They should have gone with only one descriptor.
This is one of the. This is not a great one. So anyway, overall reaction to the movie. Hold on a second, Rob, because I want to serve this up a little bit before you jump in. I want me, Allison, and Eric and Rachel to give our thoughts on the overall about the movie, and then Rob, you can come in and
Ruin it.
unsheath your sword and start hacking away. But we get into the opening song and the opening scenes, which I found funny and weird because they were so 80s and so stock footage.
Yeah.
Stock shots of New York City. We even talked about it when we were watching it.
Yeah.
And the generic nothing intro song, like the theme
but
song.
that's so 80s though. That's
I know.
They do that.
So every movie did that. But overall, and this movie's on like TNT or TBS or whatever stupid channel enough throughout the year that you'll see bits and pieces. In our house, we see bits and pieces of it all the time, here and there. I never watch the whole movie, but it's always kind of on in the background once in a while.
Yeah.
And watching it start to finish, not doing something else while it's on. It is. I hesitate to use the word great. It is really a good, solid 80s comedy.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's dopey and it's nice. It absolutely holds up. It's funny. It's funny throughout. Obviously, most of the funny stuff is sort of backloaded, but there's good little lines, good little dopey things throughout the movie. It's solid. It's not quite Tom Hanks at the peak of his goofy period, his early period. That might be big in 1988, if you want to say his comedy period, really. And it's got to be Shelley Long's best or most memorable role in film.
In film,
right? Has to be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was wasn't there a Girl Scout?
Yes, but
Troop Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't even think.
I feel like there's another movie that she was in. I can't think of it.
Yeah.
But because you can't think of it, that's
Brady Bunch?
what I said is correct. Because,
Brady Bunch.
So, best and most memorable.
Goddamn ridiculous career you just spouted off.
Right. I left the number one sitcom for that.
Right.
Great.
I've never seen it on TNT. I have not seen this movie, I think, since the 80s, or it must have been recorded in our house on a VHS cassette or something. Is that right?
Money Pit?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We catch it probably 2 or 3 times a year.
I mean, we definitely rented it. We did not see this in the theater. And
at first, yeah.
Yeah, at first. Rented the movie, and it became like an instant classic in our house. Like
it's
unlike any other.
It has been quoted.
Hang on, Rob.
So much. I mean, it's like ingrained into the fabric of our family's lives.
Yeah.
And not just like a few of us, like top to bottom, every single member of our family.
Yeah.
A lot of other movies in our house, it was sort of a few of us liked it, or it was something like Mom, everybody but Mom, or whatever.
Right.
But
this one,
everybody in our family instantly jumped all over it.
Yeah.
Even our dad, who is not into certain movies, absolutely loved this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I remember liking it as a kid. I knew, essentially this whole movie from my memory, it had been a long time since I'd seen this. So, so I had some positive memories too, but all of a sudden I turn over and look over at Rob, and he pauses it and he's like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Oh.
You hate America.
I didn't get to laugh.
Oh my God.
All right, Rob, start with your litany of problems with this movie.
Well, I mean, before I even get out of the gate, I want to maybe, ask, or what's the fancy term, stipulate that perhaps I've just missed the movie. I've missed the level that the movie was intending to try and operate on. And it was trying to be more like Lucille Ball or something, or silly, but I never figured out what it was. And then I started comparing the people like Steven Spielberg and Kathleen Kennedy and Frank Marshall that were involved in this movie that allowed this thing to actually get distributed.
I think, Rob, to your point, this movie is only meant to be taken for what you see on the screen.
I know, but I feel like I acknowledge that, but I feel like Tom and Jerry had tighter scripts for the same effect.
Oh my gosh.
It was a painful set of dialogue throughout this movie.
I don't know this to be true, but I believe this to be true, that it is well-liked far and wide from north to south to east and west of this country. And I am shocked that somebody would come out this strong against it. Yeah. It's kind of amazing.
I mean, it's
who doesn't love Walter?
It's a low point in Tom Hanks' career.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Nay,
blasphemy!
Nay, dear.
The Maestro.
Here he comes.
You know, he comes through.
All right.
So, to Rob's point, I wrote this down specifically because I had to look these guys up. Because after they worked in this, I'm like, they must have worked on something else similar. This must be their genre or whatever, because you didn't see much of this kind of movie. I mean, it was very 80s, of course. But I looked up the director and the writer.
Okay.
Director Richard Benjamin. He has some directing credits, but he's much more, I believe, well known for his acting than directing. He was in the original Westworld. If you saw his face, you would recognize him as an actor.
Okay.
He doesn't have a ton of credits that I can point to that you know off the top of your head, but he's known as an actor. And the writer, David Giler, also wrote Aliens, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Alien 3, did some writing credits, but has a much longer and well-established IMDb list for producing. So we have a director who's more known as an actor and a writer who's more known as a producer. So everyone's out of position in this piece, to Rob's point.
Right. And then you've got Spielberg as a producer also, correct?
Yes.
In the 80s.
Executive producer. So I don't know. I mean, sometimes I don't know what that means exactly, how involved he was.
Sometimes that's just the cash, right?
Right.
But normally when that kind of money comes in, they're like, I want a tight runner,
right.
I want to know who's overseeing it.
This was the first time he and Hanks, I think, collaborated, right? And then they have a lengthy time after this of a number of projects they put together and worked together on. So,
which is this is all shocking to me.
I love it. Okay, so we're going to call this 5-year run from 84 to 89, the Tom Hanks, the early years. Okay. This is what he did. I didn't have every little tiny one, but all the ones that we know and that are big movies I put on this list. Excuse me. We've got, so this is in 1980 to 1982, he was on Bosom Buddies. That's all he was known for. That's all he did. And then he went on this, little mini run. Splash, Bachelor Party, The Man with One Red Shoe, The Money Pit, Nothing in Common, Dragnet, not so great there, Big, and then The Burbs. Eric, I know it's got its moments, but that's not great. But then he hits a huge dry patch in 89 to 92. He does almost nothing of note, except, I guess, Turner and Hooch. Turner and Hooch and Joe versus the Volcano.
Yeah.
And Bonfire of the Vanities.
I believe there's a Tom Hanks conspiracy in action in this nation.
So,
and if people would only open their eyes and look at the facts about his terrible run of movies.
Oh my God. I'm pulling up his IMDb now. So after that little dry patch through 92, I'm pulling it up. I don't have it in front of me at the moment, but I believe he goes on a run that is unassailable in the history of movies.
Oh, for sure. I bet.
Give me 1 second here. It's out of control, if I remember correctly. Okay, 92. So he throws down A League of Their Own, Sleepless in Seattle, Philadelphia, Forrest Gump, Apollo 13, Toy Story, That Thing You Do, Saving Private Ryan, You've Got Mail, Toy Story 2, The Green Mile, Castaway, Road to Perdition, Catch Me If You Can, and I'm just up to 2002.
Wow.
It cools off after that, but there's a run of 10 years, and I'm not even talking about any of the TV stuff, the Band of Brothers and the Earth to the Moon, those.
But was he
projects.
He wasn't in them. He wasn't acting. Was he producing or something? Is that correct?
They're under his acting credits.
Yeah.
Band of Brothers?
I don't think he was in Band of Brothers, but he was in From Earth to the Moon.
Okay, there you go. So he goes on after this little whatever period, he goes on a 10-year stretch that is, it's ridiculous what it is. I mean, it's no one can touch it. But so, what?
No,
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Because I've got really, it's more a question for Rob.
Yeah, it stands in stark relief against the pile of steaming that
he had a different career in the mid '80s, but also he's teamed with Shelley Long, who her only credit of note to that point was Cheers from '82 to '87, and then she essentially left Cheers to do movies thanks to The Money Pit.
Right. So, Rob, have you seen this movie before, like around the time it came out, and did you have the same dislike, or is this the first that you're watching it?
No, I did see it early on. In fact, it might have been in a theater, and I remember at the time thinking it was pointless.
Wow.
But not...
You were very mature in 1986.
Wait a minute, wait. Please describe pointless the way you meant it.
Like I said, a random episode of Tom and Jerry held more emotional tension for me than...
Rob was the most mature 8th grader on the planet then.
I'm not even saying you're wrong, but go look at the movies that were being produced in the mid 80s that were comedies. I mean, we just did Ghostbusters last week or 2 weeks ago.
Right.
By the way, have you seen that new trailer? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's going to be insane. But so they were not exactly, well thought out, tight scripts that were, Mensa level dissertations on comedy. It was... These are all kind of dopey, goofy, held together by a string of funny scenes and quotable lines.
But I mean, I think it's beyond that. They were trying to have two things, like slapstick, yes, of course, with all the hilarity, but this also, or attempted, and then this wasn't it a remake of a Cary Grant movie? I think it was. Yeah. So this everyday, hunk, like Hanks was kind of filling that role. And, this relationship in play, but neither of them made any freaking sense from the beginning anyway. So I think I got what they're trying to do, but I wanted to make sure I just wasn't like crapping on it for no reason.
The part where it doesn't make sense, I mean, obviously lots of it doesn't make sense, but the beginning, how they get into the house situation is the most ludicrous, nonsensical thing ever.
Well, especially after they try and establish him as a very savvy attorney.
Right.
And then he just does like a series of the dumbest things you could ever do.
He wants to buy or rent a new an apartment in the city, and
you find it.
He's throwing out numbers like, I don't know, $3,500 or whatever. And then the guy wants him to come up with $200,000, by the next Wednesday for this place. And some giant house in the country. He's not even, I don't know how he gets from here to there.
That's right.
To Rob's point. It's a leap of faith. That's
my smallest complaint.
You just go with the flow on it. Like, this is not a movie intended to overthink.
I agree. And that's kind of what I'm getting at is all of that said, and it's ludicrous. I'm in from the beginning, and okay, fine, this guy's an idiot.
But you can also say the same thing about the premise of the dad stole a bunch of money as like from whatever family law firm they had or whatever it is. So the son's trying to pay it all back.
Right.
And that's why he's got no money. It's
right.
I mean,
that's
whatever.
One thing.
But that was abandoned. You know what I mean? Like that really was like a motivating factor in his life, and then we just never heard about it again.
Right.
But that just explained why he had no money. Like it just that's all that it did is that he basically sunk everything into it.
Okay, that's my point. What level was I supposed to be enjoying this movie on? Like touching, emotional?
No.
Like
enjoy the jokes.
Guy, funny, cartoonish, or why do we have like a Ponzi scheme embezzlement thing going on in the background?
If my toilet fell through the ceiling or the staircase, it wouldn't laugh it off.
Nah.
Everything was like laughed off, like, oh, I'll just fix that. You know, I mean,
it's on the same level, although very, very different. But it's fucking Ace Ventura. It's him trying to find the stones by having someone punch him in the forehead and count the divots. Like it's ridiculous. I get it. But I did watching this again. I totally 100% forgot that the Walter's dad part in the very beginning and at the very end.
Yeah.
And that he is in both places about the stealing the money from the law firm, and then he gives it over to this scammer at the end, the same lady that sold her son the house, his son the house, does the same thing to him and scams him out of his money at the end. I had no idea that was in this movie at all until this last watching. I had no idea.
It's so.
But I like that he is a German nationality. You know, like where
Carlos.
She was talking about. Yeah, but she was saying that he was Hitler's pool man and all that stuff. And
that's on the list.
Yeah.
That's on the list. All right.
Hiding down in Brazil.
So
Israeli intelligence comes to the door.
You had the most beautiful pool I've ever seen.
The 1986 domestic box office. We've done this before because we've done movies in this year, but I'll run through it quickly and I'll tell you where Money Pit fell.
Okay.
Top Gun so this is 1 through 10. Top Gun, 176 million. Crocodile Dundee, 116.
Good God.
Karate Kid 2, 115.
Ugh.
Back to School, 91. Aliens, 86. Color Purple, 84. Star Trek 4, 72. Ruthless People, 70. Out of Africa, 70. Ferris Bueller's Day Off rounds out the top 10 at 70 million. And all the way down at number 27, The Money Pit with 37.5 million.
Interesting.
It cost 10 million to make.
Oh.
So they made 37 just domestic on it. I'm sure it didn't have an international.
Well, one thing I did note, Brendan, in looking this up, that it was, you guys mentioned, I'm getting to my sheet here. You guys mentioned this earlier, his great run of comedies, but this was released as part of the, quote, Tom Hanks Comedy Favorites collection.
Yeah.
On DVD.
That's not wrong.
Which included The Money Pit, Dragnet, and The Burbs.
Ooh.
Which in my mind is like, oh, wow, look at this bag of dog poo only costs 50 cents.
Yeah. Those aren't the ones you should put in there. I mean, admittedly, you would do
can kind of work.
You would do Splash, The Money Pit, and Big.
This is true.
Well, you would do anything but this movie, but yes, yeah.
All right. So Rob gives this a score of 0. What do we think Rotten Tomatoes gives Money Pit? Let's go with the audience score first. Al?
74.
74. Eric?
70.
Rachel?
I was going to say 70.
Rob?
Oh, you sheeple.
The audience.
I believe it was a well-received movie. On I don't know why. 68.
68. All right. The audience score gave this, to our surprise, gave this a 58.
Whoa.
The audience liked this less than Rob. Well, less than Rob's prediction.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's amazing.
Interesting.
Okay, critics. Did the critics love this movie or not?
What is Fresh?
No.
60?
I think Fresh is 60, right, Eric?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 60.
60?
See,
Eric, what do you think?
We said audience was 55.
Oh,
Audience was 58.
58. I'm gonna say 53.
Rachel?
50.
Robbie?
52.
Oh. Before I give the critics number, Rob, what would you give this movie?
You know, like I said,
I want a number.
I'll give it to you. If it was operating on one level, I would give it a higher number, but I don't think it ever got there. I think this is a 52 to 54 movie.
All right.
Oh, that's better than I thought you were going to give it.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't waste my time on it. Maybe I should say lower. 48, 46. Like something not good.
Okay. So somewhere between 46 and a 54, Rob gives it.
I would say on the low end there. I'm going.
Okay. You're right in line with the critics. The critics gave it a 50%. Wow. I kind of saw that coming. I did not see the audience going below 60 for this.
Yeah.
So shocking. So let's get into the trivia. As Rob already talked about, I did not know this until I did research. The Money Pit is based on H.C. Potter's Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House. What just happened?
Sorry. I don't know if my watch talk.
Watches can't talk. So based on a Cary Grant movie from 1948, the original film holds the number 72 spot on AFI's 100 Years, 100 Laughs list.
Whoa. Because there's one laugh in it?
I don't know. It's in the top 100. Do you think the Money Pit, the new Money Pit beat it?
Ooh.
I don't know. I have no idea. Just guessing. Just asking. Okay. The original house, the real house in the Money Pit. It was originally built in 1898, 14,000 square foot colonial. It's located just outside New York City in the Long Island village of Laddingtown. It was purchased in 2002 for $2.1 million. I know, 14,000 square feet for $2.1 million. And then the owners tried to renovate it and sell it. They bought it for 2.1. They spent 5.9 renovating it and listed it in 2014 for 12.5 million.
On Long Island.
Yep, and they could not sell it.
Oh.
So that was 2014. It just sold in 2019 for 3.5.
Wow.
So they invested $8 million in this house and sold it for 3.5.
You have Brendan, do you actually have the address? I would love to Zillow it.
I'll get back to you on that.
It's a nice weekend pastime.
So the inside of it does not look like the movie.
My podcast, I'd love to Zillow it.
This house that I'm talking about is only the exterior shots. It's only the outside part.
Yeah, right.
The inside's different.
Man, they couldn't sell a 14,000 square foot house on Long Island for more than $3 million.
Dude, it has what is the trees are weak.
Yeah,
right.
Very weak.
It's got weak trees and it's got bees. Yeah.
I mean, it feels like the land itself would be worth that much on Long Island.
So another height challenged Chicagoan did not like this movie. His name was Roger Ebert.
Okay.
He fucking hated this movie.
Amen. I didn't even read it, but now it makes me feel great.
I'll read it. What the hell? Robert / Roger.
Right. I was gonna
Roger
say,
Ebert
yeah.
equals Robert.
Got it.
He gave the film 1 star, calling, I guess they're doing stars at the time, calling it a movie that contains 1 funny scene and 91 minutes of running time to kill. That's perfect for you, Rob.
Yes.
He hated the scene where Hanks falls through the floor and gets stuck in the rug. He hated that scene.
Oh,
I love that scene.
He screams all the wrong things until we aren't laughing, we're groaning. Didn't it occur to anybody that the smarter the characters were, the funnier their troubles would be? Making them into idiots, who cares if their house falls down? In 1989,
Amen.
In 89, Tom Hanks said, some parts of that movie are absolutely hilarious, but for the most part, it just doesn't cut it. So even Hanks was like kind of lukewarm about it at best. Shelley Long said...
Can I make a comment about a scene that I think they missed?
Dive in.
So obviously I think the hole in the ceiling was cute, and I think some of it is funny.
Yeah.
Specifically when, she can't find him. And she gets to the house. But I love the scene where he goes out to the backyard and the bees start swarming him.
Yeah.
That's a missed scene where they could have added music and kept it going for 10 or 15 more seconds.
Yeah.
And then they cut it short, and then it comes in and it's like we got weak trees or whatever. But that could have been a funnier scene for sure. I was disappointed. I didn't remember that. And then when it was over so quick, I was waiting for something to really take off there.
But Rach, there is another cut of the movie that has it longer.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, God, get it.
Eric, am I wrong?
Yes, yeah.
I remember when we were the version of it that we first got when we taped it off TV. It was edited differently for content, so they put some scenes back. Yeah, they put some scenes back in, and there's more of after he tries to first puts his pocket knife into the tree and the one falls over.
Yeah.
They show every single tree fall down.
All those trees go down. Yeah.
You guys have the anniversary director's cut Blu-ray.
Off of CBS in 94.
Yeah. This movie at the end features our guy, Alexander Gudunov, directing the symphony to perform Beethoven's Ode to Joy,
right?
Which was also the main song in Die Hard that he was in himself as well.
Yes.
So that's his theme song, man.
It is. It's his walk-up song.
Pour out some whiskey for Alexander Gudunov. So this is my last piece of trivia. After this, you guys can jump in. Yeah. But this is my favorite piece of trivia.
All right.
Because this is a whole different thing. Alexander Gudunov. He's the actor who played, what's his name?
The Maestro.
Max.
He was a Russian ballerina, or belly dancer. I guess it's not exactly a ballerina, but all right. He was on tour in 1979 with the Bolshoi Ballet in New York City, and he defected while he was in New York. The KGB responded by putting his wife, who was also in the company, putting her on a plane to Moscow. And then the flight was stopped by authorities before takeoff, some whole big production. And then after 3 days, Jimmy Carter was involved, President Jimmy Carter, with the Soviet leader Brezhnev. The U.S. State Department was involved. And they were satisfied that his wife had chosen willingly to go on the flight home. And she did and said, fuck it, I'm going home. I'm more Russian. I feel more Russian than American. And he always loved to be American. So he defected and stayed here.
Oh my gosh.
She flew home. This incident was dramatized in a 1986 movie called Flight 222.
Oh.
I had no idea about that.
Interesting.
My goodness. Wow. That was 50% more riveting than The Money Pit.
Right. That's the movie that I want to see. I want to see the Alexander Gudunov story.
Somebody defecting sounds only like Hunt for Red October.
Right.
That being a real thing?
Our children won't even know what that means. So they're defecting.
Literally
what
today,
was the one that Robin Williams was it Moscow on the Hudson?
Yeah.
Oh.
Robin Williams when he's
Yeah.
Russian that defects.
Oh,
Literally today, someone in the Olympics from Belarus defected on their from their Olympic team. Yeah.
What?
Some a gymnast or a track athlete or something defected, trying to leave and seek asylum in Tokyo.
Yeah, I thought it was something like she got kicked off the team because she was criticizing her coach.
Oh, well, she probably didn't want to go back and have them beat her with a cat of nine tails or whatever they do.
Interesting.
I don't know this whole story. You could be right.
I don't either.
I did see something though.
Just pretend it was defecting and it works with what I said. That's all I got. There wasn't a ton of trivia. There's a bunch of other little garbage, but I didn't add all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, only other thing, like nugget I saw was that this movie was sort of like a negotiation point with Kathleen Turner.
Right.
Between
I had that in the casting. Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead. This and the Jewel. What is it? Jewel of the Nile. Is that what it was?
Jewel of the Nile. The
Yeah.
sequel to the Romancing the Stone.
Yeah. You can absolutely see her in this movie, but it obviously, well, it would have done like one thing that this movie didn't do, which was have any sexual tension whatsoever.
Yeah.
I love Nash just trying to find anything to dig. It's great.
There are no two people on earth I want to see having sex than Tom Hanks and Shelley Long.
Oh my God.
Why? I mean, and for a while there, like between Cheers and everything else, we tried to make her sexy, and it was terrible.
She can't be sexy.
She never was. Yeah, no.
She could be cute and like lovely, but that's about it.
No.
But she was barely that, even in that show. But
by the way, I've been watching Cheers on and off on Prime or something.
Yes, you have.
I like that show more than I remember.
Oh,
it's good.
We could do a show of that. I've done the same thing where I did the whole first season.
Yeah.
It's the funniest show ever put together.
It's really, really good.
And the well-mic'd audience laughs are
yes.
Oh, yeah.
We need a new sitcom in an extremely ginormous bar.
Yeah.
That's what we need. Yeah. What you got, Al?
So the only two trivia's pieces that I had, one, I don't know if it's really trivia, but I never really paid attention to it. So Art Shirk, the Shirk brothers, the name, of course, was picked because they just like disappear. And so like they shirk. Yeah. So they're just in each in the scene once and then they're out of there. Which of course makes perfect sense now that I think about it, but I never really paid attention to that. But I've been, since I can remember, always like focus on the lead or the main guy in the Cheap Girls. Like, who is that guy?
Right.
That's Leslie West, who is the lead guitarist for the band Mountain.
Right.
Which I'm like, I feel like I've seen this guy before, but I couldn't quite place it. But that voice and all, like, I'm like, who is that? And it's Leslie West. Except for one point of reference, I don't know who Leslie West is. I don't know a band called Mountain. I believe both of those things are made up. Except for I hear Howard Stern mention him every now and then. Yeah. But that's it. But yeah, that's a real dude and that's a real band and whatever. Eric or
any other trivia stuff? I'm going to move on to the recasting.
Nope. I got nothing.
Well, again, just to remind everyone, Steven Spielberg was involved with this movie.
He doesn't regret it a bit. Come on, man. He made 3.5 times his money, or the studio did. That's a big. That's better than Space Jam.
Oh my God.
Okay. it is a recasting debate. It is time to recast our debate.
Better close the door. It's time to recast your bait.
Whew, okay. There's really just three. It's Walter, it's Anna, it's Max. If anybody has extras for the Shirk brothers or Estelle or Curly or whatever, fine, we'll do that. But it's really just three. And I had trouble with Walter.
Me too.
You'll see when we get there, but I had some trouble with that. We'll do them normal style. I almost wanted to go do them in groups like we've talked about, but let's just do it normal, I guess.
Agreed.
I'll start. I have this rule that I try to impose on people, or at least myself, with the age thing. I try to keep the actors kind of in the same age bracket as the originals. I found that extraordinarily difficult with this one because I am too old and I don't know any actors younger than 40, really. I found it hard. So I'm playing fast and loose with the ages on this one. Okay. Walter, I have 4, unfortunately.
Whoa.
One of them I know is too old, but he's my favorite one. So ready?
Wait, Brendan.
What?
Allison, first, real quick.
Yes.
How many Post-it notes do you have?
I have 2 Post-its and then a third blank one.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What's the third one?
I got lots of scribbles.
Yeah.
Question mark.
I've written like half the script on one of them because I had so many quotes. So
it's like reading the terms of service when you buy like a watch and it comes with like the quad fold piece of paper, then it has all
it's like opening up all of the side effects, like if you're birth control or something like that, where it like opens up into like the size of a US map. Yeah. Like it's huge.
It's written down so small. Okay, Walter, I have 4. The one I don't like, but I have him on here because I just do. Okay. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, I had him too.
I wasn't really a fan of that one, but I liked it enough. My third is Jake Johnson from New Girl.
Right.
My second place, who could be my first place, depending on age, is Chris Pine from Wonder Woman.
Interesting. Yeah.
Or whatever else he did. The one I think that works the best, I think it's the easiest, and I will be surprised if no one else has this one, but he's too old, but I'll keep it, is Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have too.
I'm with you with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Totally.
Good. I wasn't, I hemmed and hawed on that one, but we got it.
Yeah, it's kind of douchey, but...
Sorry, Joseph. You're douchey. Al, give us your Walter.
I had Bill Hader.
That's good.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Domhnall Gleeson, who I love to cast.
Yeah.
And I think my number 1 is Jason Segel.
Whoa.
That kind of works.
Jason Segel. Allison, you always nail it.
Is he still even acting?
I think so, but that's a good
business.
One.
Yeah, don't you dare, Brendan. That would rend our family asunder.
You just said rend. I can't believe it.
You bypassed asunder?
I don't know. Asunder is more common than rend. It's got to be. Okay, Eric, give us a Walter.
All right. Yeah. I suppose I had the same difficulty too, as far as like trying to find like someone about that same age. But the more I thought about it, they don't necessarily have to be young, because like Shelley Long's character was married once before and stuff. They both had lives before all of this happened, so it doesn't really matter if they're a little bit older.
Yep.
I did have Jason Sudeikis was on my list. And right around that same age, or maybe a little older, Jason Bateman.
Oh, that's good. That's actually really good.
I do like that one.
And then the other one that I had, I think Jason Bateman's probably would be my number one, but then another name that I had was Paul Rudd.
Oh, that's good too.
You know, Eric, so Ray and I were talking, like, as a combo, this is perhaps the movie that Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann should have made.
Instead of This Is 40?
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, Paul Rudd would have been perfect. I think he looks like he's 35, but...
yeah, that's good. Yeah, Paul Rudd's a good one.
Yeah. I
had two others, though. I had Channing Tatum. I thought he could do it.
I thought about him. Yeah.
But and I have my favorite is BJ Novak. I think he could have really done it.
That's good.
That's a good
John
sort of
Krasinski, but that just seems like a throwaway kind of thing.
Yeah.
I considered him and sort of changed my mind.
Yeah.
I would say that I think all of these ideas are excellent. I definitely agree with what Allison said. The Joseph Levitt is great. The Jason Bateman, I think he would add a really great... What?
Just a nice recap.
Yeah, Jason Bateman would add a nice awkwardness, humor. But you know one that I don't think you guys mentioned, I'm glad to add to this group? Ty Burrell.
Oh, that is good. That's actually
that is good.
That's really good.
Yeah. I think
that works.
He's over my age threshold, but fuck it.
I know the age thing, but
no, it's fine.
You can't say no to Ty.
Some of these movies don't need ages involved.
Right.
That's good. All right. Let's start with somebody else. Al, why don't you give us your Annas?
Okay.
Your choices for Anna.
I'm going to go with Rose Byrne.
She's one of your go-tos.
I do like her.
Yeah.
Cecily Strong.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I think my number one, who's like the most sort of Shelley Long is Judy Greer, who's a character actress who's been in like a ton of
Arrested Development, etc.
Yep.
She's the best friend in every romantic comedy ever.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
That's a good little sneaky one there too. I like that. Okay, I'll do mine. I have people who are overpowered for this role, not surprisingly. Emily Blunt. That's my third, so I don't think she fits all that well. Elizabeth Olsen.
Oh.
I think she's got a Shelley Long thing going on there. Could work. And the one I think fits and it pairs perfectly with my Jason Sudeikis is Kristen Wiig.
Oh, yeah.
Again, it's you're swatting a fly with a sledgehammer there, but still.
I mean, she could if she were to play it you're looking for somebody to play it the same. She could do the aloof kind of.
I want her with the raccoon in her face, running around, stepping on the hands. That's what I want.
Can we pause for a moment?
Good God!
I wrote this movie. I took a note. Not even a raccoon leap was funny.
All right.
Oh, come on.
How do you not pull off a raccoon leap that's funny? They're always funny. There's never not a funny one. And
we haven't gotten to it yet, but there is something that happens in this movie. I will hurt myself laughing every time it happens.
It was the worst raccoon leaping scene ever.
That scene gets a laugh every single time.
Yeah. It was terrible.
I was
really.
I was already laughing at it 5 minutes before it happened because I remembered it coming.
You were loving it.
Yeah. Eric, give us your new version for Anna.
I didn't only had a couple of names, and they're the same ones that were already said. I had Rose Byrne and I had Kristen Wiig.
I get a new one.
All right.
Well, Julie Bowen, because if Ty is going to be there, I have Julie.
Yeah.
Old.
Kristen Bell, I think, is too good looking. So this next Kristen
about her.
really takes the cake.
She's too cross-eyed.
Kristen Shaw.
Who?
What's that?
Kristen Shaw. Okay.
Kristen
Yeah.
Shaw. Schall.
Yeah.
She was in
She was on 30 Rock.
Yes.
Daily Show.
Yes. Oh my God. It's so funny you say that because I thought about her too. I'm like, oh, that would actually be kind of funny. Yeah.
That's a pretty good one. That's another sneaky one.
I don't know if I would believe that she was married to the maestro before this, but I think her and Walter would be, too.
Oh, but Shelley Long had the Oopa Loopa or whatever.
Oopa Loopa.
Yeah, I know you're going there. I get it. I get what he's saying, people. I understand it.
What? Who were we talking about before with Paul Rudd and This Is 40?
Leslie Mann.
Leslie Mann. She was somebody I thought, but I was afraid Brendan would yell at me because she would be too old for the part. But I definitely thought about her.
Everyone has bypassed my thoughts on that, so who cares?
I know.
What's the
the funny joke would be to say you could replace her with Kirstie Alley. But I thought, of course, Mila Kunis could do it.
Oh yeah.
I thought Aubrey Plaza could do it.
Oh, she was on my list.
I
for a while.
considered that too.
Literally is on my list, but
And I will say this for any subsequent episode, Chloe Feynman, but she would only do an impersonation of Shelley Long as she was doing the.
Yeah. I did consider her as well, actually.
Yeah. I had Kate Bosworth as kind of like a backup. And I had
I considered Anna Kendrick.
She was on my
list. Anna Kendrick is good.
I had Melissa Villaseñor also.
Oh yeah, that's good too.
Yeah, but that part's there's not enough there for some of these people.
Yeah. No, Judy Greer was kind of my top pick.
All right, Eric, give us your modern day Max.
Okay. I don't know. I struggled with this one a little bit, but then I got two names. I stopped after that because the one name that I got that I really liked. The first one I thought of, I don't know. It's definitely stunt casting, but I think it would be funny to see him in a different kind of role, but he's I guess a serious actor, but has proven that he can be
Robert De Niro,
very playing the straight man, playing it straight, being very funny. Jason Statham. And then
wait, Jason Statham with the blonde wig?
Well, obviously not the blonde wig.
No,
but
I want the blonde wig on this guy. Yeah.
And then the other name the one that I do like that I think works good is Tom Hiddleston.
Oh yeah, he was one of two names I had on my list.
I had one and only one. Not that it's the greatest thing ever, but I couldn't think of others. I blanked on this completely. I thought only of Ryan Gosling.
Oh, no.
Again, in the blonde wig. I want him in the blonde wig, and I want him overacting and being over the top.
I've got one name, and of course he is the maestro. Alexander Skarsgård.
I would
wear the blonde wig.
Yeah, he would.
Well, yeah, maybe. I have one that I thought was funny, and one that I thought could be funnier. Guy named Carlos Ponce, better known as the yoga instructor at couples retreats.
You jerk! I totally agree. Oh my gosh!
A boom, a boom.
Oh, the drink of the tropical fruit.
Wow. Wow.
Yes. Ooh, feel that. I love that movie, by the way, you guys.
I actually thought that Donald Glover or Mark Wahlberg could do that thing too.
Mark Wahlberg.
Interesting.
Probably more
Glover for
Glover.
Tom Hanks' role, actually.
Oh, yeah.
But not. All right. Rachel, did you have a Max?
So, stay with me on this. Okay, I'm going to take us to a path.
Ooh.
First one. So this is hard because, you want them to be somewhat sophisticated, but European, the long hair, whatever. So that's where I'm kind of going. I'm not always going to get sophistication, but I'm trying to do the European long hair thing. Russell Brand, I feel like might be able to pull that off.
That's pretty good. I think that's pretty good.
That's pretty funny.
What about, I don't know, this is a real stretch. Keanu Reeves, I feel like, it is.
55-year-old Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, wow. Maestro.
He's tight.
I want him to shoot people in the head, though, like John Wick.
And
oh my God,
I don't know how to pronounce his name. Just this struck me as like long hair, always wearing long hair.
Oh,
Jason Momoa.
MoMA.
That would be hilarious.
I actually considered him as well.
Stop.
Definitely, I was going to put him down. Yeah.
I think Carlos Ponce from Couples Retreat wins.
Who's that guy from Harlequin Romance? Like it was.
Yeah, like
Fabio.
Yes, Fabio. Yes.
He's like 80 now.
Yeah.
How about Michael Bolton with the hair?
Oh yes.
All right. Did anybody do the Shirk brothers or Estelle or Curly?
Yes.
I didn't do Curly.
Yes.
All right.
I did the Shirk.
I did for Art Shirk. I just said I'm recasting Joe Mantegna. I don't care how old he is. He's doing it again. And then I did an Estelle. My Estelle would be Helen Mirren.
Oh my God.
That's it. That's all I got for mine. Al?
So I had 3 Art Shirks.
Wow.
One, Jason Mantzoukas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
I then had slightly different version, but because of the part he played in a certain movie, he definitely got it. I'm gonna butcher his last name, Peter Sarantowitz, who played Aldo in Spy.
Oh, yeah. What is his last name? How do you pronounce that? I forget.
Sarantowitz.
That's like not really the spirit of the assignment.
But the number one though is Bobby Cannavale.
For Art Shirk?
For Art Shirk, yeah.
I don't know. He's too much of a heavy,
I don't know.
That voice, I don't know. I just thought she was good looking wool.
That's a number, while we're hovering on these two, that's another complaint of the movie. He basically committed a 2nd-degree sexual assault on Tom Hanks' wife.
He's a really good carpenter.
Apparently.
When women call for a carpenter, they want the old hammer and nail, and I don't mean...
Jeez.
Isn't that he says.
Yes.
All right. Anybody else with an Art Shirk or a?
Oh yeah, well, two quick ones.
Yeah, I've got multiple characters.
I want Art. The Joe Mantegna. I want that to be Jonah Hill, but only if Brad Shirk is Seth Rogen. They have to come as a pair. But my real dream, and I would like to, participate in the training to get here, is to have Drew and Jonathan Scott from HGTV be the two contractors. I have to tough them up a little bit.
All right. That I don't know about that one, but
yeah,
well done. Al, do you have more?
Yeah. I don't really only have one for Brad Shirk, which is Peter Stormare.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I figure Brad Shirk and Curly could be almost anybody.
And I think Curly is John Carroll Lynch, who was the husband in Fargo.
The husband in Fargo.
Who got his painting turned into a stamp.
I don't remember.
You'd see it. If you saw him, you'd know who he is.
All right.
He's kind of like
he's been in a bunch of stuff. You'd recognize him.
Yeah. Do you want my Estelle?
Yeah.
So I've got Allison Janney.
Wow.
Or Margot Martindale, who was the Russian spy leader, whatever, in The Americans. Wow. She's like super character actress. You know her. But my number one that I want playing Estelle is Jennifer Coolidge.
Whoa.
Totally different part, but I want her playing it.
Stifler's mom?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of other throwaways, but we'll go to others.
Eric, you have any Shirks or Estelle or anything?
Yeah. So for Art Shirk, I'll say it first. This is completely insane. But I sort of tried to go with I thought of a more like modern day version of sort of like the lecherous kind of character. And based off of his prior work, I went with Ben Schwartz, a.k.a. John Ralphio.
Oh, God. Wow. That's actually pretty funny.
From Parks and Rec.
Yeah. From Parks and Rec.
Yeah. Yeah.
For Brad, I don't know. None of these I really like, but I'll throw out one name: Adam Sandler. Curly, John C. Reilly.
Oh,
I like that. I actually like that.
Yeah. And then my Estelle is Tracy Ullman.
Oh,
wow,
that's a good one.
That's a name we haven't heard on this podcast before.
That's a really good one.
Tracy Ullman. Holy hell. That's good. All right.
I've got a couple of throwaways.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
Montgomery Schrapp, I want to be played by Stephen Tobolowsky, the permit guy.
The permit guy?
Yeah.
He's less of a character than the muscle-bound wrecking crew.
Yeah. But the other thing, which I've been trying to think of, who would replace Benny, the kid he borrows the money from.
Any kid walking down the street.
No, I didn't want it to be a kid. Like I wanted it to be kind of like
a kid.
I wanted it to be kind of an off.
Okay.
Like eccentric character, and I picked Lil Nas X.
Oh my God.
You're making a different movie.
I know.
All right. Are we done with the bonus people or anybody else?
I've got one. I got a few for Estelle.
Yep.
First of all, you don't know this person, but I would certainly recommend my own personal Aunt Bonnie for this role. She'd screw anyone. Trust me, she'll screw me. She'll screw anybody. I initially thought Beck.
Wait a minute. Wait. I want to just dwell on this for a second.
Oh my God.
I applaud you for coming on here and suggesting someone no one has ever met or seen and will never meet or see. This is an amazing move by Rachel. I didn't see it coming. That was a split finger fastball that caught me off guard. I fell out of the batter's box. Holy shit. Woo!
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. She had informed me of this.
I said my body would be perfect for that. I initially thought also Bette Midler, but I think that's just too easy and it's too blasé. So I also was thinking, Parker Posey could do it. She'd be a younger version. But if you want an older version and the same, I feel like click would be Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, I thought about her too.
Yeah, she was on my list also.
I did Megan Mullally, however you say that.
Yeah.
Oh, Megan Mullally?
That's a good one too.
Yeah, that's good.
And then for Curly, I thought Melissa McCarthy or Kate McKinnon could have done it. But
yeah.
I tried to shoehorn in Kate McKinnon into this cast somewhere, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah. I would put Melissa McCarthy in this movie also, but I always suggest her, so I held back.
All right. Now it's just time to throw out quotable lines. That's essentially, memorable scenes, quotable lines, all the usual. I already did one. I just thought she was nice looking wool.
Good looking.
Damn it. Good looking wool.
I just thought she was good looking wool.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
It takes 2 weeks. Al?
So there are a few sayings that get said in and around our house on a fairly regular basis. One is whenever we have it, I say, I made a nice pot roast. Mm-hmm. Because you do. Every Thanksgiving, turkey's done. Wheat trees we mentioned, and our dad loved their work animals.
They're work animals, I'm telling you. Look at those holes, huh?
Oh yeah, they're work animals.
If we're doing like yard work or whatever, and he's like the executive landscaper where he's just directing us, he would say we were work animals.
Curly says that 16 times in a span of 2 minutes. Yeah.
I could keep going, so I'll let somebody else go.
The funniest scene to me, and we've talked about it, is the raccoon jumping in Shelley Long's face. Combined with the Tom Hanks falling on the stairs and the stairs collapsing, and then her stepping on his fingers and him falling down. That whole section is fantastic.
I am not kidding when I say, when he says, honey, you're on my fingers, and his hand
when he goes from his
goes over. I'm totally laughing right now thinking about it. One hand trying to relieve the pain of his other hand. The editing or the timing of it is so funny. It's so funny every time. I absolutely lose it.
And as he's falling away from the stairs and he's reaching, trying to reach up and grab.
Yeah.
It's
falls on the stairs.
Yeah.
Falls on the stairs.
Honey, you're on my fingers.
Oh.
The stairs is great.
God, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so great.
we can count the electrical fire in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
That whole deal.
The scaffolding.
The slide down the scaffolding.
The double slide.
The double slide.
Yeah.
The bathtub going through the floor.
Yeah.
Memorable scene for sure.
Yeah.
That laugh.
The Tom Hanks laugh with the bathtub through the floor is out of control. And it does make me laugh.
It may be the only redeeming Tom Hanks moment of the movie.
When he's in the floor though, and he's like, doing the airplane, the paper airplanes. He's kind of like talking to himself and doing his thing.
Brad, bo bad, banana,
exactly.
Yeah.
I thought the Care Bears were here.
Karen, Baron, bo Baron. Yeah.
I think my favorite part about that scene though, still is when he falls through. And he's just talking, and he falls, and there's the long the long pause before he hits the floor to emphasize how far the fall was.
Yeah.
And then they cut to the next shot, and he's like, "Well, thanks for that fall. I'm now the same height." That gets me every time.
But I like that when she first gets into the house, though. So he's in the floor, which means, of course, he's hanging down.
He's a human chandelier.
So when she's first in the house, you can see him kicking in the rug in the background, which is so hilarious. And I think the first few times that we had like a crappy recording of it that was dark, and we missed the whole joke. We couldn't see it in the back corner.
Your super grainy VHS tape, you couldn't see the clarity in the.
This is correct. Well,
because
we have television.
From someone with the card table on Wisconsin Avenue.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Quotes continue.
We want to call ourselves Meryl Streep.
Watching that in the movie, at least the version we saw, his lips do not say those words. That's dubbed over whatever he's actually saying about Meryl Streep.
It's so great.
Yeah. Get to it.
Yes.
I have something to say, so let's get these quotes out of the way.
I think there's also, again, kind of something that would be said multiple times in our house would be I wasn't really holding it anyway. So anytime we're holding a ladder for somebody and you step away, I wasn't really holding it anyway.
I do like when he's going up with the king size mattress, whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna die. Yeah. I don't know why. I love that one for some reason.
Because he would say it.
Yeah.
It's a terrible movie.
Oh. You're gonna let my mother clean that carpet?
Yeah. All right. We should have discussed this earlier, but I want to do a mini deep dive into one little thing that happens in the middle of the movie.
Okay.
After the wrecking crew, I think they start going through it, and they're in the house by themselves, and it's before pouring the tub full of water or whatever. They're just doing their housework, and she's making dinner.
Yes.
She's cooking an 18-pound turkey for just the two of them. What in the fuck is going on in that movie? Why?
Not only that, she also had like that whole casserole or lasagna in the oven too.
Yeah. She has Thanksgiving dinner for two people in a ruined house.
Yeah. But Brendan, that's a good point. But who would buy a house 14,000 square feet for two people?
Well, there's that too.
Right.
I mean, This all goes back to Rob.
All you sheeple back on the trail.
Yeah. Well, we're overlooking these blemishes to,
enjoy what? The bad jokes that fall.
The heart of the funniest movie of 1986. All right. I'll throw this out there, but we know the answer. What would you want to see in a sequel if there was one? If one was made? Or does there not need to be made?
There's no sequel needed.
Yeah. Where does that go?
Yeah, it's nothing.
I think it's a perfectly complete movie.
Yeah.
I think a remake is necessary, but I don't think a sequel.
Even more repairs.
Quickly, McLaughlin group style. Is this movie the perfect movie? Rob?
No.
Rachel?
No.
Eric?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
Me? The answer is yes, and you're all wrong. Okay. Okay. How much are they worth game?
And now, let's play the How Much Are They Worth game.
Okay. Since this movie only has like 2 characters in it, here's what we're going to go with.
Yeah, Tom Hanks, $1 trillion.
Maureen Stapleton.
Oh my God.
Joe Mantegna. Alexander Gudunov. Shelley Long, Tom Hanks.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Tom Hanks, $1 billion.
All right, who's first?
$1 billion. Maureen Stapleton will be first. Wait. If I can find her on
Is
here.
Maureen Stapleton still alive?
No.
No. Maureen Stapleton.
Yeah. Who?
God, what's not?
He is not on there. Let's replace Maureen Stapleton with. We need an odd number here.
How
better?
How about the dad? He was on Days of Our Lives for like 1,000 years.
Douglas Watson.
Yeah.
Is that the actor's name?
Yeah.
Really?
He was because our mom would point that out every single time we watched that movie. She's like, "Oh, Douglas Watson."
Oh my God, I can't believe you knew his name. He's not in there either. We can't even fill out.
That's right, Douglas with 2 S's.
We'll just go the big
Douglas with 2 S's.
Okay. Yeah. How about no with 2 O's? Okay, so we've got Mantegna, Gudunov, Long, and Hanks. Is Gudenov in there? We're going to have a problem.
How about the director? Oh, how about the band? Oh, you can't. It would be about individuals. Is it Whitesnake?
Gudenov's not even in there. Oh my God, we're going to have problems. Okay, let's do the director.
Top 2.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's just do 3. That's right. We're doing Joe Mantegna, Shelley Long, and Tom Hanks. Let's do Joe Mantegna.
Joe Mantegna. Surprisingly long career. Terrible movies.
Yeah. Godfather 3. Ooh.
All right, I got one.
Wow, that was fast. Mantegna.
He's good.
Yeah, he's
got 406 titles. Whoa. On IMDb. Actor 149.
He did a voice of the blues guy on The Simpsons, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a number that I'm surprised by already.
I got a number.
Oh, I think I'm too high. I'm fucked. All right. Eric, you got a number?
I have a number.
Give it to us.
I'll say 10 million.
Oh,
shit.
I'm in trouble.
That's where I should have been. I said 24.
I wrote down 50.
Rob?
14.
Rach?
15.
Did you just Prices Right your own husband?
Did.
Oh my God. Okay. Joe Mantegna. Ooh. Is an American actor, producer, writer, director, and voice actor. Wow. Who has a net worth of $25 million.
Wow.
Off by one. Wow. I'm off to a roaring start. This is the best I've done in months. Okay, Shelley Long and her illustrious movie career. Wow. Camp Beverly Hills.
That's it. Oh, she was on Modern Family. That's right. She was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She definitely had some stuff, but you know.
Hello again.
Oh my God, Eric.
Yeah, I said it.
Ew. Yeah, there's a lot of sort of Lifetime style crap in here.
All right.
Oh, you know what? I just thought of something. Can I just make a comment? Can I make a?
Yes.
You know what we didn't say about Estelle, which again, I apologize. Carroll Burnett.
Ooh, that's actually good.
She was on my list.
Is she alive?
Eric.
She is still she's still alive, but she's in her mid to late 80s.
Yeah. That one might be tough, but if her hip can handle it, we'll put her in the movie.
Anyway, carry on.
All right, Rachel, give us your number for Shelley Long.
14 million. Not even. I'm highballing it.
Wow. Rob, while you're there.
Well, damn it. I said 19. Now I feel like it's high.
Yeah.
I said 12. Al?
I had 15.
Eric?
I'm going to stick with 10.
Oh my God. Shelbert Aloysius Long. Someone got it on the nose. That's double points. Shelley Long has a net worth of $10 million.
Damn it, Eric.
2 for 1. That means I have to get Tom Hanks right, or someone has to get it on the nose to prevent Eric. All right. Thomas, Edward, Patrick, Jonathan, Hanks.
All right, what's he done?
Yeah. He's got a very limited career. I read through fucking half of it already.
It's going up. You have to call it. It's going to go too high.
Yeah. Yeah. Do not go lower than you.
I'm going to be like Lucas.
Oh, 737 titles? He's waiting. I
got to cross that out then. I got to rejigger.
So he's got acting titles of 88. What is it? Producing credits?
Producer has got 59.
Oh my God.
Including Avatar. No, just kidding.
All right.
Oh my God. This guy.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, let's call it.
No job is too big. No fee is too big. This is an astronomical number, and I hate myself for writing it down.
I wrote down.
Okay, Al, go first.
550 million.
Oh my God, I am so high. Ready? Are you ready for something insane?
Yeah.
901 million.
901.
Yeah.
That's a dumb number.
It's a dumb number. Eric?
850.
Really?
Yep.
Rob?
Oh, I am a pauper. 329.
Oh my God, I hope it's not that low. Rachel?
Oh, it's a third of $1 billion.
Yeah.
No, I hope it's not that low because I tripled it. That's why I don't want it to be low.
I'll say 500.
Oh my God, Rachel. I think I'm fucked. That's the answer to that right there. Oh! Tom Hanks is an American actor, director, writer, and producer who has a net worth of $400 million. So, I think, Eric's 155 away?
He said 850.
I said 8. Yeah, I was way over. I was where you are.
I was 329.
I said 550.
Allison's 155
I said 500.
No,
Yep.
Rach stole it from me.
Rach got it.
No, I said 329.
29.
Oh, yeah, Robbie wins.
And it was 400, right? Got it. Sorry. Robbie.
901, Brendan. Huh.
I know.
We've had people with $6 billion before, so
Right.
I know. His domestic lifetime box office gross is more than $4.6 billion.
That's crazy.
His world total box office is approximately $9.7 billion.
My God.
I mean, that's
crazy.
I mean, Harrison Ford, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Harrison Ford.
Maybe Tom Cruise, maybe.
Well, that's just ludicrous. Eric wins at 2 to 1 to 1, but wow. 2-1.
I won.
You won because you hated the movie? Maybe. All right. That was The Money Pit, a perfect 80s comedy, despite what certain people think.
You got a split decision on whether it still holds up.
I think it does.
I do too.
Not if you believe smart people like Roger Ebert and me.
Yes, Roger Ebert. Never wrong. Yeah, I think it's good. It's better than I thought watching it all the way through. The comedy, as it is, still works. You could remake this movie nearly identical to what it was, and it would still work. Making it just as stupid and everything else. Yeah. The numbers may be fudged with what apartments cost and what houses cost, but yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
Art Shirk. Nice looking wool. Good looking wool.
I just thought you was good looking wool.
All right, guys, that's Money Pit.
All right.
Hitler's pool guy.
Hitler's pool guy strikes again.
I am a pizza.
Oh, God. All right. Later.
I'm sure it does. You never passed the bar in your life.
Oh, gosh. That's such a good one.
That is one of the best burns I've ever heard in my entire life.
It's so great.
Shelley Long's best line in the movie.
Yeah.